After a solid start in week 1 with a buddy road movie comedy episode played by Terry Crews and Olivia Munn, Tales of a Walking Dead started rather strong. So, will the second episode be as convincing, or will it be a letdown or even surpass the first one? If you want to get my take on it, then stay with me for this video as I will have a quick look at it. The second episode, titled Blair/Gina, is starring Parker Posey and Gillian Bell. While Posey plays Blair Crawford, the irritatingly self-involved boss of an insurance company, Bell plays Gina, the receptionist, who is an underperformer and very much struggling with every day of her life. This episode takes place exactly the moment where the apocalypse started, and nobody is really sure what's going on and if this is really a zombie apocalypse or if there is just a sickness going on. While Blair, the boss, is trying to get out of the city, without of course telling everyone that she does so, she orders the rest of the staff to stay in office and hold the fort. As she, on her way out of town, sees Gina going to a gas station, she gets out of a car and plans to rip Gina a new one. However, Gina is just in the process of taking out a shotgun and trying to hijack a large gas transporter. And as also a government agent from the DOA comes into the mix, things get out of hand, the shot gets loose, and the truck full of gas just explodes, taking everyone with them. Hard cut back to the office, where we see both Gina and Blair in their positions we saw them at the beginning of the episode. Clearly both remembering what just happened, they soon realize that they are caught in a time loop. Like in Groundhog's Day, or more recently in the movie Palm Springs. The big problem is that the two women cannot stand each other, and for the most time they are fighting each other to the bone. To break the cycle though, they need to find a way to not like each other, but at least to work together. Will they manage to do so and break the cycle? This second episode is a tough one, because on one hand it is quite funny, and as a standalone short movie it would work quite well, as it really lives from the performance of the two leads, who are very well playing off of each other in a way that you are really interested in seeing how everything ends for them. And from a technical standpoint it is also quite well done. The plot itself is not the most logical one, and there are some issues I would have even with the time loop story, but let's talk about time loops in the Walking Dead universe. What the heck is that? I mean, The Walking Dead is playing in a universe where zombies are real and there's a lot of stuff going on that is of course science fiction. But zombies being there is basically the only thing that is supernatural in the whole show. There is nothing else going on like people having superpowers, telekinesis or other sci-fi things like here a time loop. I mean, it just doesn't fit into the Walking Dead universe. And seeing it as part of that larger universe, it really sticks out and stands out as something that should not be there. But at the end of the day, I liked it actually more than I thought in the beginning when I read that there will be an episode with a time loop in there. I was quite afraid of that because it pretty much is just distracting and doesn't fit at all. But hey, what can you do? But yet here we are, and I will try to make a rating as fair as I can possibly do. But before we go to the rating, let me ask you to like and share this video if you enjoyed it so far. And if you are no subscriber yet, maybe consider to change that. By also hitting the notification bell, you will get a heads up for most of my new videos. And now for the rating. Let's try it this way. I will first score it in a way that I would have scored it as if it would have been a standalone entity. And that way I can give it a 6.5 out of 10 without hesitation, because it was quite entertaining. It wasn't great though, because this is something we have seen many times before. It's not that original. I mean, it might be interesting to see that in the concept of a zombie apocalypse, but still, there were some continuity issues, and overall I think 6.5 with a slight tendency towards the 7 is a fair estimate here. The score for this show being a part of the Walking Dead universe is another story entirely, and I will tell you, you might be completely disappointed and completely thrown by it and say, wow, that was garbage, and give it 0 points. You might like it actually, if you can largely forget that it is supposed to be playing in the same universe, but likely you might end up in the same position as myself. And I am really struggling here because it really bothers me that there is a time loop in there. In that way I should say it's a waste of time, which would equal 2 points. or say that it was so-so and can be skipped, which would be 3, so maybe I just go in between and saying, as an episode within the Walking Dead universe, it is just 2.5 out of 10. I'm sorry. And it doesn't matter that they try in the very end to explain it all away like some kind of a psychological phenomenon, because we all know, and even they apparently know at the end of a show, that it was a time loop and it was not just in their heads, so no way around that. I think this might have been the first time ever that I've given a split rating for a show or a movie, but I think it's quite valid, and ending the video here, let me know in the comments if you agree, or if you could live with that fact that this is a time loop and we are still in the Walking Dead universe. Was it bothering you? Did you have no problem with that at all? I'm quite interested in seeing what you think, so make sure to let me know. So much for now, see you next time and thanks for watching.